Hey everybody, hi, welcome back to Dinner and a Tip. My name is Brenda. I'm going to be your cooking guide. So we have another beautiful day outside, even though it's February. But Valentine's is coming up, so I did promise a couple different options for you guys, but this obviously can be made anytime. This is called Marry Me Chicken, which kind of makes me laugh because I think I would need cake before I would need chicken to marry somebody. But we did do this a little bit different today. So what I did is I don't know if you can see this very well, but I went ahead and scored the chicken, which means, I went ahead and did diagonal cuts both ways, about ½ inch deep, and that way I did some Ken's Italian dressing. So I'm going to go ahead and dredge this, and then I'm just going to throw a little bit of salt and pepper on the one side. It's been soaking in the dressing, so I know it's pretty well seasoned. So I'm going to go ahead, make sure that we get the flour on both sides. I'm just going to push this off to the side real quick. So I'm doing 3 pieces of chicken breasts. You can do this with chicken thighs, which you know is usually my preference, but we're going to go ahead and do chicken breasts this time. But definitely if you can pre-marinate these, it definitely does make a huge difference. Alright, so we got our last chicken. Just kind of let that dressing fall off a little bit. Go ahead and hit it with a little salt and pepper. And then we're going to make the sauce. And then for our side today, we're going to do a Parmesan wrapped asparagus in prosciutto. So, if you don't know what prosciutto is, it's kind of like fancy Italian bacon. So, alright. So we've got our chicken down. Let's go ahead and put some butter down for this one. You can use oil too, but I'm going to use butter this time. Alright. Let's just go ahead and throw our pieces of chicken down. I am cooking our chicken on high today. And next, let's go work on our sauce. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use the rest of our butter. And so I'm doing this a little different than what you would see in most of the recipes because you know me, I can't leave a good recipe alone. So I'm going to go ahead and add some butter. And then most of them don't have shallots in it, but I actually really like shallots. You could do onions too if you like. And that was just one small one. I've got a couple minced garlics here. You could do any of the minced garlics. So one of the differences that we did today is we normally do chicken broth. If you get that better than bouillon stuff, it comes in a little round container. I'm going to go ahead and use the Italian one instead to give it just a little extra flavor. And then we're going to do a cup of heavy cream. And then we're just going to go ahead, get this in here. And then I'm going to hit it with a little salt and pepper and a little bit of crushed red pepper flakes. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead, add extra if you like the extra heat. A little salt and a little pepper. And then next up we're going to do about ½ cup of Parmesan cheese. Just going to go ahead, throw that in the mix. And then I have some sun-dried tomatoes. This is a julienne cut, which is like the thin little pieces. So I'm just going to put about 1/3 cup of those in here. And let's just go ahead and give that a stir. So basically, I just want to heat this sauce up real quick while we're cooking everything else. Go back and check on our chicken. So a chicken's probably about 3 to 5 minutes on each side, depending on how hot your grill is. And you just want to get this heated up so our chicken, when it goes in here, is all ready to go. All right. Clean up our station just a little bit. So I got some asparagus, and I actually got it already cut. And so we're going to go ahead and take prosciutto, and then we're just going to go ahead and wrap these guys. So the prosciutto is already cooked, so it's basically just kind of heating that up. Let's go ahead and check our chicken. Give this a good turn. I want to make sure that chicken is cooking all the way. And part of searing that chicken is actually going to help cook it because it's exposing more to the middle. So let's go ahead and take some of our prosciutto. And I did go ahead and cut it in half. I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bit of Parmesan in here, and then I'm just going to wrap these guys up tight. So I'm doing a half a piece of prosciutto per asparagus. If I was you, I'd probably pre-do this inside. It makes it a little bit easier, but since we're waiting for the chicken to cook, we got nothing better to do. Alright, we got a little bit more cheese, so we're just going to go ahead and wrap these guys. This would be the same as like maybe a bacon wrapped one, but the prosciutto isn't as salty, I don't think. So I'm just gonna do 2 more real quick, and then we'll get these on the grill once we go back to our sauce and check our chicken. Let's get this last one wrapped up and ready to go. These aren't going to take a whole long time, so we want to make sure that we're not putting them on too early. Okay, our sauce is starting to thicken up a little bit. Alright, as always, you want to be tasting your sauce. Make sure it's what you want if you need anything extra with it. Ooh. Chili flakes. Add a nice touch to that. Gives it a nice little heat. Alright, we have definitely got some time to go on that chicken. Let's go ahead. Slide this sauce over. I want to get a bubble on this because this is going to help get that thickening our sauce. So we're just going to take some of our asparagus. The tighter you can wrap this, the better. Just going to do a little bit of water around it, kind of steam it a little bit. If you have one of the domes, I would use that. I forgot mine today, but that's alright. Sometimes you just got to make do. These are not going to take long. Basically, we're just kind of warming everything on these. And the prosciutto is, again, already cooked, so you don't have to worry about trying to cook that. We're just kind of, and I'm going to go ahead and drop these on low because they cook so fast. We're just trying to melt that Parmesan cheese that's on the inside. Check this chicken. Alright, I am going to... Chicken is going a little slower than I'd like, even though we are cooking on high. So I'm going to go ahead, get a dome, and cover these for a little bit, and then we'll come back and plate this up. You can see our sauce is starting to thicken up a little bit, which is what we're looking for. We've got our asparagus going, so let's get this chicken finished, and then we'll be back. Alright, so we are back. So this chicken took a little longer than I planned. I would say 5 to 7 minutes on each side. But go ahead and then just put it in the sauce. You know what? The one nice thing about working in the front, we didn't hear the dogs nearly as much. Apologize for them. They will not be getting any marinade chicken, that's for sure. So just go ahead and put it in the sauce. Just kind of let it sit in there and soak for a little bit of time. Push this off to the side. I did pull our asparagus off, so I'm going to go ahead and just put this on our plates real quick. So we're going to go ahead and put our asparagus on there. Go ahead and just drizzle a little extra sauce on here. And then a little bit of extra Parmesan. All right, well, let's see if we're going to get somebody to marry us over this chicken or not. So, that has a ton of flavor, which I really, really like. We could even put a little bit of sauce on the asparagus. Well, I don't know if somebody made me that. I would marry them. Might think about not divorcing them for an extra day. I really, really love the prosciutto with the cheese and the asparagus. Gives it a nice little extra taste. A little salty, so do not salt your asparagus when you're doing this one. Thanks for subscribing. We'll see you next time, guys.